Imagine, for a moment, that every word leaving your lips is a sacred key, and that each key holds the power to unlock a door to a whole new reality. Now, what if someone handed you the master key? A phrase so powerful, so ancient, so divine, that speaking it with full awareness could rewrite your destiny, tear down the invisible walls of your fears, and draw to you everything your soul has longed for long before your mind could even remember it. Subscribe now and join us on this journey, because what you're about to discover might change your life forever. This isn't fantasy. It's not just a flight of imagination. The sages of old civilizations knew this truth. From Hermetic teachings to modern metaphysics, the secret has always been the same. Language is not just communication, it is creation. Every word is an invisible chisel, sculpting the subtle fabric of the universe. When your words come from the core of your being and align with your purest intention, they resonate in perfect harmony with the creative matrix of reality. And there, right there, the impossible starts becoming possible. Today, we reveal the mystery of the most powerful metaphysical phrase in the world. A set of words that does more than summon. It lovingly commands the infinite field of possibilities. A phrase that, once you understand and embody it, stops being just a sound, and becomes a quantum key, capable of opening portals you never dreamed existed. But listen carefully, repeating it like a parrot won't do. True magic doesn't lie in the sound. It lies in the state of consciousness with which you speak it. It's like planting a sacred seed. It's useless if the soil is dry, or if it's placed without care or intention. If your heart beats faster reading this, it's because your soul recognizes it. You're about to open a door that will reshape your reality. Subscribe now and unlock the hidden power that's always been inside you. Because this isn't just a video, it's an ancestral calling. Your mind is the sacred garden. Your heart, the living water that nourishes it. And your intention, the primordial light that awakens the miracle. On this journey, we will unveil its hidden origin, diving into the ancestral secrets humanity has guarded for millennia. We will explore how ancient civilizations and mystics of the past understood the hidden power of the word and used it at decisive moments of transformation. Today, you will discover why, even for modern science, sound vibrations and conscious affirmations have a real, measurable impact on the body, mind, and energy. Subscribe now and join us, because what you are about to experience is not knowledge to be understood by the mind alone, but to be lived with every cell of your being. This is not about blind belief. It is not about faith, but about experience. Here, we don't speak of magic as a trick. We speak of magic in its original sense, the sacred science of influencing reality through consciousness. Prepare yourself, because what we are about to reveal will not only transform the way you speak, but the way you exist. To grasp the true reach of the most powerful metaphysical phrase in the world, we must travel back in time, not decades, not centuries, but millennia. Because humanity has always known, deep within, that the universe is not silent. It responds, it listens, and it vibrates with every thought and every spoken word. On Sumerian tablets, one of the first recorded civilizations, it was described how the gods shaped reality through the me, a concept that united divine laws with sacred vibrations. These were not mere decrees, they were frequencies expressed in words, capable of ordering chaos. For the Egyptians, the word was so powerful that the god Thoth, lord of writing and magic, was considered the architect of worlds. Not for physical strength, but for his creative word. In ancient Egypt, speaking was not communicating. It was shaping invisible energy. In the Hebrew tradition, the daber, the word, is not a symbol, it is action. It is the creative force that moves existence. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Here, there is no metaphor, only sacred principle. What is spoken with spiritual authority manifests. Sound vibrates in the invisible field and condenses into matter, just as a seed becomes fruit. In the Pythagorean schools of ancient Greece, it was taught that the cosmos is a perfect web of mathematical vibrations. Pythagoras claimed that sacred numbers and words of power could alter the universal harmony, tuning a person's life as one tunes a musical instrument. That is why, from Sanskrit to shamanic languages, mantras are not simple chants. they are vibrational codes that speak directly to the human energy structure. The invisible thread connecting all these traditions is the ancestral certainty that language is not a human invention, but a living reflection of the universe's primordial language. And this language is not measured by quantity, but by the purity of the energy it carries. A phrase charged with conscious intention becomes a luminous bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the possible and the manifested. Subscribe now and awaken the power of your word. Because what you are about to discover is not information, it is transformation. Throughout time, spiritual guides and mystical sages have safeguarded certain combinations of words as true treasures. They did not share them with just anyone, for they understood that in unprepared hands their power could dissipate or even become corrupted. And here lies the key. The power of the word depends on the inner state of the one who speaks it. A distracted heart produces barely a whisper, while a heart in tune with its truth generates a thunder that resonates across all dimensions. The phrase we are about to reveal on this journey is not a recent invention or a fleeting trend. It is the distillation of ages of wisdom, the echo of ancestral knowledge that has passed through temples, manuscripts, sacred chants, and initiatory silences. And when you pronounce it from the depths of your being, you awaken the same force that inspired priests, shamans, and masters, the force of creation through the word. At the core of metaphysical tradition exist sounds, words, and decrees that do more than convey ideas. They transform invisible structures. The phrase you are about to discover does not belong to this era, nor to a passing current. It is an eternal echo that has traveled from the sacred texts of antiquity to the whispers of modern seekers. This is the most powerful metaphysical phrase in the world. By the power of the divine presence of God within me, I am the I am. I am the I am. I am the I am. I decree, declare, and affirm that from this moment, your will transforms into command. You can proclaim health, love, prosperity, or any manifestation your soul needs, for when you speak it, you do not speak as a being separate from a universe. You speak as the universe itself. When you say, I am the I am, it is not a mere statement of identity. It is the activation of your eternal nature, the confirmation that your essence is an indivisible spark of the creative source. These words were safeguarded because they contain a profound mystery. The I am is the master key linking individual consciousness with universal consciousness. Each repetition is a vibrational pulse that flows through your energy field, reorganizing patterns and dissolving mental structures that limit your reality. It is like knocking 3 times on a sacred door. The first awakens the energy, the second focuses it, the third releases it to act. The beginning of the phrase, by the power of the divine presence of God within me, places your intention under the protection of the highest creative force. It is not your ego that asks, but the deepest part of you, the part that remains united with the whole. By recognizing this, fear, doubt, and inner conflict dissolve, because you cease to be a beggar of destiny and become the conscious architect of your own reality. Then comes the moment to decree, declare, and affirm. These are not interchangeable words, but steps in an ascending process. To decree is to issue an order to the quantum field, like a sovereign establishing an immutable law. To declare is to manifest it before the universe, like lighting a beacon that illuminates your intention. To affirm is to hold that certainty in your mind and heart, sealing the vibration so it remains intact. When you complete the phrase with your desire, whether perfect health, true love, unlimited abundance, or a combination of all, you are writing a new line in the very fabric of existence. This is not an empty ritual. Every word spoken from the I am is a vibrational contract with the universe. And, as the ancient laws teach, every contract issued from the consciousness of unity must be fulfilled. Speaking this phrase is not asking, it is assuming. It is not waiting, it is receiving. And in that instant, you stop being someone who chases miracles and become the miracle itself. Until now, we have understood that this metaphysical phrase is a key, and that its power lies not only in the combination of sounds, but in the energy, clarity, and presence with which it is invoked. However, there is a second level, hidden in plain sight, that separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who barely perceive change. This level is connected to the alignment between your internal and external vibrations. It is not enough to speak the phrase if, at the same time, your belief system contradicts its essence. It is like planting a seed in fertile soil but poisoning it every day. That is why the ancients taught, do not invoke the sacred in vain. In other words, do not use the creative word from doubt, resignation, or fear. Each time you pronounce the phrase, you send a pattern of energy into the invisible field. There, the universal laws, such as the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, and the law of cause and effect, act as hidden engineers assembling the reality you have decreed. Yet construction in this subtle plane requires coherence. If throughout the day you think, feel, or act in contradiction with what you affirmed, the pattern breaks, and the manifestation fades. The sages taught to inhabit the desired reality even before seeing it materialized. This is not a simple mental exercise but a deep vibrational work. It means walking, speaking, and deciding as if your desire were already a fact. Here lies one of the most overlooked secrets. The phrase is not only spoken, it is lived. The rational mind craves immediate results, but in the metaphysical realm, time functions as a teacher, not as an adversary. Sometimes, the apparent delay in manifestation is merely the universe rearranging pieces, people, and circumstances so that what you asked for arrives in perfect form. To despair during the wait is like uprooting a plant because it has not yet borne fruit. Patience, when accompanied by active faith, becomes the silent force that sustains the vibration of your decree. In nature, nothing happens by chance. The tides, the seasons, the heartbeat, all follow a rhythm. The most powerful metaphysical phrase is amplified when you integrate it into your own life cycle. Some repeat it at dawn, when the mind is clear and the body still vibrates with the silence of the night. Others do it before sleep, allowing it to penetrate the depths of the unconscious. What matters is to make it a constant pulse in your life, a living reminder that keeps the vibration of your desire alive. Imagine your mind and heart as a river. If the water is pure, it reflects the sky and flows in harmony. If the water is murky, the light fragments and the current stalls. Your limiting thoughts, unresolved emotions, and old resentments are sediments that block the flow of creative energy. That is why, before working with the phrase, it is essential to purify the channel. Practice gratitude, release the past, and align your actions with your true intention. A clean channel allows the energy of the creative word to flow unimpeded into the field of manifestation. Yet there is an even deeper aspect. The sages taught that true manifestation occurs when the consciousness of the self merges with something greater. When you speak the phrase, it is not just your desire taking shape, it is the entire universe expressing itself through you. And when you can feel yourself as a channel for that infinite force, all resistance dissolves, and manifestation accelerates. In that moment, the phrase ceases to be a mere personal decree and becomes an act of harmony with the whole. In short, the second half of the secret is not merely learning to say the phrase correctly, but learning to live in alignment with it, as if you already embody what you desire. When this happens, the universe has no choice but to reflect it in your reality. Knowing the most powerful metaphysical phrase in the world is like receiving a golden key. However, it is useless to possess a key if the door it opens remains hidden or if you do not know how to turn it. The keys we are about to explore are the invisible hinges that allow that door to open fully. First, create an inner sanctuary. The phrase is not just a set of words, it is a sacred act. Before speaking it, prepare your inner space. Find a moment of silence, breathe deeply, and quiet the mental noise. Visualize your inner self as a temple, and each repetition of the phrase as incense rising, carrying your intention to higher dimensions. If your mind is a whirlwind, the echo of your words will scatter, but if it is a calm lake, the phrase will resonate clearly through the fabric of the universe. Second, enter a state of total presence. Empty words do not move mountains, but words spoken from the fullness of the now do. When you say the phrase, do not repeat it mechanically. Close your eyes, feel each word as if it were a heartbeat, and allow your voice, internal or external, to carry its vibration to every cell of your body. It is like planting a seed. If placed carelessly, it barely grows. If planted with attention and reverence, it will bear abundant fruit. Third, unite emotion with the image. In metaphysics, emotion is the fuel and image is the direction. The phrase is the vehicle that connects them. If you do not give it emotional intensity or a visual map, it will get lost along the way. Each time you pronounce it, visualize in rich detail the life you desire, not as a distant future, but as a present already lived. Feel the sense, the temperature, the colors, and the sounds of that reality. The universe responds to complete vibrations, not abstract wishes. Fourth, eliminate daily contradictions. Saying the phrase and then spending the day feeding opposing thoughts is like lighting a fire and then throwing water on it. Observe your conversations, reactions, and automatic beliefs. Ask yourself, am I walking in the direction of what I affirm? If the answer is no, adjust your course. Coherence is not optional. It is the magnet that draws toward you what you have decreed. Fifth, practice creative detachment. Once spoken, the phrase must be released into the universe with confidence, like a seed entrusted to fertile soil. Do not hold it with anxiety, like someone who digs up a seed every day to check if it has grown. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means absolute trust that the process is already in motion. By letting go, you allow invisible forces to operate without your impatience interfering. Sixth key, anticipatory gratitude. Conclude each repetition of the phrase with a deep sense of thankfulness, as if what you asked for is already a reality. This closes the energetic circuit. Gratitude acts as a silent confirmation that tells the universe, it is already done. As the ancient sages taught, that which is thanked before it is seen manifests more quickly. Living in this way transforms the metaphysical phrase into much more than an exercise. It becomes an act of daily alchemy. When you speak it and apply these keys, you not only shape your external reality but also evolve internally, and that is the true purpose of all manifestation. Now that you have traveled this path, you understand that the most powerful metaphysical phrase in the world is not a superficial trick nor an empty spell. It is a vibrational code, a bridge between who you are and who you are destined to become. Every word spoken with awareness is like tossing a stone into a lake. The ripples expand far beyond what your eyes can see. This is how your intention works, and this is how the universe responds. But there is something fundamental you must understand. Hearing this knowledge without applying it is like receiving a map to a treasure and leaving it in a drawer. True magic does not lie in knowing the phrase. It lies in living it. Every time you speak it with emotion and coherence, you are rewriting the invisible script of your destiny. Imagine your life as a dark room. Every thought, every emotion, every word is a spark. Some fade without illuminating anything, others light candles that endure. This phrase, when used with pure intention, does more than light a candle. It opens windows to a new dawn. Remember, the universe does not distinguish between what you imagine and what you experience. If your mind and heart hold a clear vision, the fabric of reality reorganizes to reflect it. This is not mere poetry, it is law. A law known and practiced by ancient masters, and today science is beginning to touch upon it through theories about the quantum field and the influence of consciousness. I invite you to something greater than a simple experiment. I invite you to live as a conscious creator. Speak this phrase every day, not as a mechanical repetition, but as a decree etched into the stone of time. Do it upon waking, when the veil between worlds is still thin. Do it before sleep, so that your dreams become allies of your creation. And as you move through your day, keep the vibration you have sown alive. Speak, act, and think as if what you desire already belongs to you, because in essence, it does. You only need to recognize it. If this message resonated with you, if you felt something within you, just remember an ancient truth. Do not let this spark fade. Share it. Allow more people to awaken to this power. Subscribe to this channel to continue exploring these ancestral secrets. Give it a like if you feel this message has value, and share it with those you know need to hear these words. Because every time someone else becomes a conscious creator, the collective vibration rises, and that is the true miracle. The world you dream of is within reach of your voice, your faith, and your action. Today you hold the key. The question is, will you open the door?